Good afternoon everybody, it's Scotty B from Patriot Magnets. It's going to be a quick video to demonstrate how to do electrolysis. Now some of the process that I use for cleaning up does involve electrolysis. I have had comments asking how you do electrolysis, so I will show you. So we're here at Ilchester Bridge, Somerset. So let's get treats. Let's find some treats. Right, so after 20 minutes, look at this beauty. It's a proper treat, that, mate. Right, back home now in sunny Rochdale. Yeah, so Ilchester, Somerset, absolutely beautiful little village. Roman village as well, old Roman village. Let's just start with this here. Huge hook. There we go. I've got like the tip visible, but like I said, you know, you need to possibly put that in a bath of harpic or white vinegar, or possibly do electrolysis on that. I'll be doing electrolysis because it's quicker. Another one, this is my favourite one, for 40 minutes. Look at that. That hook, belting that. That's going to get electrolysis as well, definitely. Right, so how we're going to be doing this is that you obviously need a container for your water to sit. So I'm going to use this one as an example. I've never made one of electrolysis out of a 5 litre fabric conditioner before. Never mind. So what I'm going to do is, this is the plan, just unscrew that, so then we can have the sacrificial piece of metal just sitting there, so it's automatically in line with that. And then I'm just going to cut this bit off, so we've got a bit of a bridge here, and then that's where the connector's going to be, and then the hook hopefully will be sat here. So there we go, that's the plan anyway. So let's see how it goes. Well, so like I said, I'm just going to take this off, get rid of that, and then eventually, depending on what you're going to use for your sacrificial piece of metal, this is a piece of rebar that I have found in the canal. Also have a spring that I did find in the canal as well. And what's that's going to do is sit in there like that. So then this is going to be your sacrificial, all the rust is going to attract to here from this hook. So that's the theory of electrolysis. But that's basically it. You fill this with water, you connect this to this, hook these up to a battery, and there you go. Process. But we'll see. So also, you can use this piece of rebar just to sit in there. It's the perfect height as well, as you can see. You don't want anything like massive stuck out, because something I need to connect the battery to that part. And with it being automatically in line and that lot, don't move around, you know, so it don't interfere with the hook that's going to sit about here. So it's away from it. There you go. That's the theory anyway. So what we're going to do now is cut this bit. So we're going to cut this bit here and make like a little bridge. That's the bit next. Rid of that bit. So then that's left with this bit, and all we're going to do is make a hole here now, so something can sit across it. Tell you what's going to sit across it, that's going to sit across it. Now be careful when cutting a piece out of here. You know, I recommend people with a steady hand cut here. You can use different items to cut out. I'm just going to use my scissors. Yes, I found these in the canal. So everything here more or less come out of the canal, apart from this, and obviously this. But yeah, we repurpose stuff around here. So let's get cut in here. Doesn't have to be massive, but we're looking probably width of that. As you can see the outline there, we're looking at about that distance. Because remember, the hook has got to fit inside, so definitely needs to be the width of your item. So just measure it up if you want, like that. So we know roughly from where that is to there, big enough space for that to fit in. Okay. Well done. Just made some little incisions there. Now what you can do is score across there if you want to make it, or you can just try and cut across. Yeah, it looks a bit shoddy, but you know, all you're doing is knocking rust off an object. It doesn't need to be pretty, this part, as long as it's sturdy. Yeah, that's all that matters. So that's basically your tank, what you're going to use. Now make sure that your item fits in it, so as you can see, not a problem. Yeah, so that item that I'm going to use fits this perfectly. Next thing we're going to do is we need something for the hook to actually be wrapped around with this to sit nice and pretty here. Okay, so judging by that, all I'm going to do is knock that metal bit off, and that's it. Cut that bit off. That's it. Just nip them two bits off, and what you're left with is this. Okay. So there we go. So that's a little bridge that we're going to be using. It just sits there like that. As you can see, don't have to be. Once the weight of that hook is on there, you know, it's not going anywhere, is it? So, next thing we need to do, we need to judge how deep you want your hook. So remember, all this is 5 litres, obviously. We're not going to be going all the way up to 5 litres, but possibly up to about here. Okay, so all that, you want your hook to be sat at least in that angle. Yep, like that. Okay, so we're just going to use this top bit because it's already got a hole in it. It's even better, but if it didn't, you can just hang it that way. Wrap it around there. So, and hang it that way. Even if things haven't got holes in them, you can just wrap them around the actual piece of metal that you're doing electrolysis on. That's belting. Okay. So, first things first, what I'm probably going to do is, because it's actually thick with stone and rust and that a lot, I might wrap a couple of times around here and then secure it through the hole. So the way we're going to do that is, let's get your piece of metal, make sure it's not got a coating on it, because sometimes when they have coating on, it stops it. So I've just got bare metal here that I use, like that. Like I say, it's come from the canal, so it's all recycled, upscaled. How rude. All we're doing there is I'm going to wrap it like so, around like that, so then I know that that bit's going to hang like that. Okay, and the bit that's remaining, I'm just going to round here, and then possibly just go around like that. So we have a nice sturdy hook. And as you can see closer there, this is how I've done it. And that's all I'm going to do, ladies and gents. The remaining bit here is going to go on my piece of wood, but we're obviously going to judge how far we need it. So as you can see with the shadow there, so I'm thinking, I'm happy about it, yeah, being about there, so it's not touching the sides, it's not touching anything. And what you're going to do then is hold it in place. Remember the wood's coming that way. Yeah, so just wrap. Make sure you have a bit that's stuck up, ready for the connectivity. Yeah, so that, ladies and gents, ready to be put in here. So as you see, minus the water, that is how it's going to look. Now, it does look a bit wonky, yeah, but once that is filled with water, you know, it's not going to be wonky, it's just going to be straight. Now, I think I'm going to try first this piece of rebar. So, this is going to go into this top part. Now, if you want to, you can put a hole there and secure it with, I don't know, a zip tie or anything, but there's no point, because as you can see in the shadow there, it's not touching that. Even if it moves to the side like that, you know, it's still not going to move because this is a weighted object and it's going to be in water. So for the time being, I mean, you can move this up and down like that, so you don't have to put it right there, you can put it in the middle, like so. So what we'll do is we'll take this out, take this part out, and we'll fill that baby full of water. Right, so I'll fill this up with water, just up to where we said we was going to. Now, this is how it's going to look. So, a little picture there of how it starts off, and hopefully we can shift some of that crud on there. I'm hopeful we can. Don't know how long it's going to take to do it, but we'll give it a whirler. Like I said, I've never done it with one of these before. So put that in there, wherever you want it to. Get it set up. You can see it with a shadow there. And then a piece of rebar goes in there. Like I said, it don't matter where, it's just going to stay, isn't it? And that's pretty much your setup ready. The only thing I'm going to do is add some table salt for conductivity. Now people measure all this out and that, I don't bother. Obviously if you've got a bigger container you put quite a lot more in, but I'm just going to add some salt like that. Should do. Might as well use this baby as a stirrer, haven't we? Give that a stir, some salt. There we go. Add some conductivity to the water. Right. There we go, that's set up. Obviously that bit's still dry, that isn't. Get your hook, pop it back in. It was the other way, but never mind, we can still see it, can't we? Well, put this to one side and I'll show you what else we're going to use. So this here is a 12 volt heavy duty battery charger, normally for charging car batteries, motorbike batteries, etc. It's got the usual mains adapter, obviously different if you're in the States and other European countries, but yeah, that's the UK one. And you've got and you've got these two connections here. So as you can see on here, it says a plus and it's the colour red, and you've got minus colour black. So which one goes where? The red one is going to go to the sacrificial. So if we bring this back over, the sacrificial is the piece of rebar, okay? So always do not plug it in until you've connected everything, right? Vice versa as well. If you want to unconnect everything, unplug it first, safety it first. So the red bit, the plus, goes onto the sacrificial. It has got little teeth on it to connect. And then this bit, the black bit, the minus, goes onto the piece of metal that's holding the hook. Now I'll move these out the way so you get a better picture. So this is what you're left with. You have the sacrificial rebar and the red connector with the plus on, the black connector with the minus on, going to the top there. And then as you can see, there is your hook and there is your sacrificial piece of metal. Now the whole process of electrolysis is that once this is connected and plugged in, is this sacrificial piece of metal attracts all the rust that's off that object that you put in. Today ours is a hook, and it drags it all the way over there into the water, through the water, sorry. So all that metal should be shifted onto here, and what you'll get is a film of black going round, where you can see the bubbles, the rust, the dirt coming off it, and obviously the water will change a different colour. So that is your setup. So I think the next thing is to give it a try. And what we're going to do is, because I've stirred it all the way up in there, hopefully when we turn it on, you should see where them bubbles are here. You should see them starting to bubble. Now it should happen automatically. So what we're going to do is show you this part again. Now I have mine on settings 12 volts and high for it to be a bit quicker. People can have it on whatever they want, but in the past this is the setup that I've always used. So what we're going to do is, I've got my mains adapter here to plug. Let's see if it does it. But always double check all these first before you even attempt to plug that in. As you can see there, we do have some fizzing. So what that's doing is it's working. All the bubbles there, all the gaps being filled. See it in different parts. Right, so while that's doing, this is, I'm not sure what litre this is, but it's on wheels anyway. You can get these from like B&M, Wilko's, quite cheap. They are storage boxes. Thick plastic as well, because obviously you're filling this up with water. So what we've got here is, this is my brace to either put that way, or that way, or even that way. It's got my long piece of metal for my conductivity, and obviously the bit goes on there, the black bit. For my sacrificial piece, just got a load of threaded bar, yet again found in the canal. Just put a little zip tie there that's loose, because if you have a thick piece as well you can tighten it up. All that is a couple of drill holes, and that will be filled with water. So say like I wanted to do this item, which is a big, I think it's a butcher's hook, I don't know, I need to look into it. But say like if I wanted to do electrolysis on this, which I am going to do, I need something this size, you know, so it can be balanced like that and not that way. Now the way I will do that is I've already pre-drilled holes. There we go. So with this loose bit, it will be wrapped around this and obviously structured along them holes, so it's already nicely in place. And obviously fill that with water, put loads of salt in it. So that's the biggest version that I've done, and obviously you can do medium versions, bigger versions if you want. I've got planned to do a bigger version than this for a special project, but all will be revealed soon. So that's basically the quick step, easy step of how to make electrolysis. I don't have to buy metal because I always find it. I have wood lying around, and we always find metal in the canal that we can use as a bit of a conductor. The only thing you need to is get a container, but you can use any container. You can even use that mop bucket there, which I've used before, as you can see with the little tie backs there. So yeah, you can use anything as long as it's plastic, durable, and fill it with water, and use something to use as a bridge across. So that's, ladies and gents, what I'm going to do is, let's see how it turns out on electrolysis. Right, so let's have a closer look at this. As you can see in there, all that thick foam still fizzing away, doing good. There's all the sediment, there's all the scum as well. You see how it's changed colour. So what we're going to do is now turn it off, and then let's have a look, see if we'll get any crud off. Right, so this has been in for about 2.5 hours. There you go. So that's how much rust and gunk has come off in that 2.5 hours, as you can see on the hook. It's looking slightly better, isn't it? You can actually see a bit more of it. There's a bit of the scum that comes off it. So let's unravel this. So there you go. 2.5 hours. So what we're going to do is get a bit of water, clean this. Nice, so we've got a bit of water. And all I'm going to do is, just brush it slightly with a toothbrush. Just pop it in there. As you can see, the smoothness is coming through now. So I'm not going to put it in again to show you because you know it's done, but this will probably need a good, I don't know, maybe 10 hours of electrolysis. This because of all the hardened rocks around it, but that is looking promising, isn't it? So once I've got this done, I'll put a picture on my Facebook page of the finished product. So thank you everybody, hope you enjoyed it, and treat yourself. Make one, it's easy enough to do.